Hello and welcome to the Real Talk and Banter podcast, the movie podcast where we discuss and review films that are at least a decade old. I'm Amari Williams.
And I'm Jay Richardson.
And we have come to the end of February for our final Black History Month selection, which was my selection this month, and I chose Set It Off, the 1996 film directed by F. Gary Gray, starring Jada Pinkett, Queen Latifah, Vivica A. Fox, and Kimberly Elise.
You know, for the longest while, I swear this man was named F. Gray. I thought it was F. Gray. I never saw the swap until like recently. I was like, oh.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. So as we come to the end of our Black History tribute, by selecting, films starring and oftentimes written and or directed by Black directors, Black figures, this has been a very enriching experience for me. I hope it has been for our listeners. What has this been like for you?
For me, it's been very enlightening. I think that I think all of our choices, either one or both of us hadn't seen in the past. So I really enjoyed getting a chance to not only view history, not only view Black history, but then watch it and discuss it with you. So I think we bring out really good points out of each other and things we didn't think about, or like, oh wait, I didn't even see that. So we do I think a really good job of just kind of going back and forth with each other. Even if we don't agree, it still is a good conversation. And we talked about the experiences of Black people during the Civil War, which is right off the back of slavery,
post-slavery.
We talk about a woman's plight, which is all still felt to this day. All these things that we feel, are still very relevant to this day. So that's also kind of a little jarring. Like, you think we'd be better? I mean, we are, but obviously nowhere near where we should be. So yeah.
Agreed. That has been one of the big things for me as well, is seeing how relevant a lot of the concepts and the themes in these movies are to today. And that trend continues in Set It Off. So let's go ahead and start talking about this movie, because it's, to me, it was the most fun movie out of the four that we've done this month. For me, I had a lot of fun with this movie, but there were moments of realism that were just embedded into it that kind of makes you stop and be like, oh wait, this is real life, and I'll get into some of those moments as we go through. A few things, right? So this movie made on a budget of $9 million, made $8.8 million opening weekend, and then finally grossed $41.5 million worldwide.
Hey.
Okay.
New Line was killing it. New Line was coming out with all the Black movies.
Well, this was their highest grossing movie of the year of 1996. Set It Off was, yeah. So they definitely did, and of course, maybe most listeners would know that F. Gary Gray is the director of Friday, which released the previous year in 1995. So he's also coming off of that success and getting his foot in Hollywood. He ends up grossing. He became the first African American film director to direct a movie that grossed over $1 billion. What is that movie?
To gross over $1 billion.
Correct.
Oh my God. Okay,
this
there's literally
film, this film was released in 2017. It is a massive film franchise.
2017 massive film franchise.
Yes, multiple entries into the film. Gross over $1 billion. Yep.
Okay, so 2017. I feel like I should know this, and I'm sure I do. I know this, but it's escaping me right now. What is it?
The answer is The Fate of the Furious. A
The
Fast
Fate
and
of the
Furious
Fury.
movie.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. That apparently was
That's
directed
sad.
by F. Gary Gray, which I had no idea. So
First
I
of
don't know.
all,
But
that movie by itself grossed $1 billion?
$1.23 billion. Yep.
That's some shit.
I
That wasn't on
know.
my mind at all. No
I
way.
didn't know
I got
people were
that.
still watching Fast and Furious that heavy, but yeah, no. By 2017, Fate of the Furious made over $1 billion. Yep.
Wow. Good
Hmm.
for him. Yeah,
Yeah.
after like Tokyo Drift, I really stopped paying attention.
Oh my God! I thought I was the only one. Okay.
Anyway,
This is now about Fast and Furious. So let's talk
we should
about
talk about it.
let's talk about the main ladies here, right? So Jada Pinkett and Queen Latifah are the main stars, with Vivica and Kimberly's technically playing a supporting role, but it's these four ladies are the stars of the movie, right? So um I think everyone or most people are familiar with these ladies. They have very deep. Most of them have deep reservoirs of filmographies. They've been in a lot of things. Kimberly Elise, this was actually her debut role. She had recently just graduated from college, and she was doing theater. So now here she is in her first debut role. All right, so out of these four ladies, who do you think appeared in the highest grossing movie out of the four? If you combine all their filmographies, which one of them appeared in the movie that made the most money?
So total, how much have they made, or
No. So if
or
you
who
were to
has the
take a
highest?
single,
Okay.
yeah, highest gross. If you take a
Okay.
single movie out of one of their catalogs, which one would be the movie
Okay.
with
Cool.
it? So tell me who do you think it is, and you get bonus points if you can
If I
name the
figure
movie.
out the movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
But let's start with who do you think it is?
Okay, so I'm inclined to think it's Kimberly because of Tyler Perry and Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Okay, you didn't make any face at all.
No, because if that's where you're starting, this game is not going to go well for you.
Oh
So
no! Okay, I said I'm
so
inclined. Okay. Let me
your
think
inclination,
through.
I'm not going to spoil it for you. Well, your inclination, if that's not a good train of thought, because despite how popular the Tyler Perry movies are, especially
They
in the
making
culture,
money. Okay,
they're not making that much money. Yeah.
Fine. Let's step back. Okay, so Kimberly, all I see here is Diary of My Black Woman. So okay, she out. Okay. Oh, I know. Okay, it's Vivica A. Fox and Kill Bill.
No.
Damn it.
Kill Bill did not make that much money either. So Kill Bill.
What? Okay, maybe I'm
first
just
of
saying my
all,
favorite movies.
You are. Diary of a Mad Black Woman, just to back it up, made $50 million.
That's not bad.
It's not, but some of these, there are blockbuster movies on this list that you're missing. Kill Bill Volume 1 made $176 million.
I mean, that is good. Okay. So it's not
Those
bad.
numbers combined don't even touch the top grossing movie.
What? Okay, so then we gotta go Queen. I mean, the Queen is the Queen. Fine. But I can't think of a movie that she's been in that gross that like that.
So
I mean, or you could go Jada.
Your selection is Queen Latifah, or who are you picking?
I know. I'm trying to work through their catalog in my head. Like Jada is like, oh shit, it is Jada for Matrix.
Close. Okay, I'll give this to you. It would be if we were only talking live action.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
So don't forget, a couple of these ladies have been in animated movies. So if we're talking live action movies, you are absolutely correct. Matrix Reloaded grossed $738 million. However, there's some animated movies that beat that.
Wasn't Queen Latifah in was she the damn hippo in Zootopia? Or
I don't think she's
I don't know. So, Queen, I love you. My bad.
Jesus Christ.
She's a freaking hippo. I feel like she might be, but she also might not be. I don't know. I might have just called her fat for no reason. My fault.
She's
like,
not in. I don't think. No, she's not in Zootopia. I don't believe so at all. No, she's not. She's definitely not.
No, not in Zootopia. Madagascar. That's what I meant.
Oh, okay. Oh my God, you said Zootopia. So I was like, what the hell? Okay, who? Queen? No, wrong. You're mixing it up. Jada Pinkett is in Madagascar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So let me give you the answer here. So the answer is it is Queen Latifah for the Ice Age franchise. Ice Age 3, Dawn of the Dinosaurs made $886 million.
What was she? A sloth. She was one of the not a sloth.
No, she was the
woolly mammoth person. The girl
mammoth.
version.
Yes, she's a mammoth. Yeah.
Okay.
Ellie.
No, cause okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
and then
that's fair.
Jada Pinkett with Madagascar 3 made $746 million.
All right. I mean, I was swinging and I was fouling. I was tipping. I was catching the tip.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
Yes. Each swing you were getting better, closer to making it on base. But all right. So that's enough for most of my background stuff. Let's just get into this movie because this movie is considered to be a cult classic in cinema. Definitely in African American culture, in Black cinema, Set It Off is just considered to be a hit. What were your takes and feelings of this movie?
Ooh, so okay, great question. So I watched this. I actually seen Set It Off before. Have you?
Okay, I had not. No, it was one of my. I must watch this, and I'm ashamed that I haven't watched it. So
okay,
that's fair.
That's fair. So I've seen it before, and I love this movie. Or I did. Or I did. I think. Yeah, I had to change that a little bit as I was watching it. I was like, "What the hell is this?" I don't. It was just
interesting.
It was the one thing I did like, and I think you mentioned it before. It was like a little lighthearted compared to some of the other choices we had. They were kind of heavy and drama and more like I did enjoy obviously the plight of Black women. I like to see Black women on TV and representing and looking like me. So I did enjoy that, but it's a struggle. My biggest struggle was trying to put myself in their position.
Okay.
Not because they, obviously I understand, but like they just moved way too fast, and but they were in a space where they were essentially broke. Like, I mean, they're like broke. Like,
yeah,
they were like, what's the gentleman, the bank robbers who robbed the bank. Like in the beginning scene, they got away with $20,000, and they were like $20,000. Oh my god! And I'm like,
yeah,
like, girl,
I'm like,
you run through that movie, so fast.
This is not in like the 50s or something, right? It's just the 90s. I mean, yes, there's some inflation, but
I looked it up. It's the equivalent of $46,000. I was like,
okay,
yeah,
that's
bro.
not nothing.
I'm not excited for 46. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. I mean, it will help for sure, but this is
I'm
not
guessing
like
you
life
rolled
changing.
your eyes after their first heist, and they walked away with a whopping $12,000.
Yeah, I didn't roll my eyes. I was like, I mean, hey, it was I laughed because of Frankie's character, where she was like, yo, I'm about to set it off. They're like, hey, we didn't even look at this place. She was like, okay, get down. I was like, oh shit, okay, I guess she didn't give a shit. She was like, I'm robbing this bank whether y'all here or not.
Yeah.
Like that was pure luck that they didn't get caught from that moment. But after
100%.
that, they just spiraled way too fast, and they got too big for their britches. This is like a badass movie to me. Like, oh my god, this is amazing. And then I watched it now, and I'm like, okay, that was very underwhelming. the second time around. But I mean, it's still good. I mean, we got to start with the beginning scene.
Let's do that. Yeah.
We got to start with the beginning scene. So as you explained, it starts out with Frankie. She's she's like, "Hey, Darnell," and Darnell pulls out a gun and says, "Hey, give me your wallet or give me the money." Blah blah blah. He's like, "Hey, you don't gotta do this." He like, "Fuck that." Turns around. Everybody get down. Okay.
My note was she thought Darnell was her friend, and she was fucking wrong.
Yeah, I mean, Darnell cared about the coins. He wasn't friends with that. They probably were. They probably legit was like, hey, but not in that moment. That's a difference between like work and like, hey, play. Like he like, I'm at work right now. But it was just obviously, and this starts the theme of these women being traumatized, and everyone just kind of be like, get the fuck over it type of thing. So you start out with Frankie. She watches a woman get shot right in front of her. Immediately she's pulled into the back office, not even at the police station, but like at the bank where she just watched someone die, or a few people die actually, and she was just robbed, traumatized herself, and was immediately asked, "Oh, you're in collusion with these folks. How did you happen? Why did you know him? Blah blah blah." She literally has blood on her face and, on her clothes. And, obviously, if she was any other color, she would not have been treated like that. So,
of course not.
That was absolutely terrible. The police were terrible. And it's just like, and unfortunately, they had a black woman as a police officer, and she was just sipping her water.
I wrote down, a home girl is drinking her water and minding her business.
She didn't give a shit. She's like, anyway, Frankie's like, you didn't even offer me like a glass of water. Like, literally, she had this woman's dried blood. Then a cloth to wipe her face. Nothing. Just, What did you think at the beginning there?
Yeah, that scene, when that scene happened, that scene shows the range of emotions that kind of happens throughout just throughout the entire movie, where like I'm laughing about her being like, "Hey, Darnell, what's up?" and he's like, "Shut the fuck up and give me the money." And I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like he came, he's not here to play. And then the escalation into killing that lady was so sudden. I was like, "Holy shit! This is batshit." And then we get hit with this realism, and I have my overall thoughts. I'm just giving it to you up front because this is what's going to guide me when we talk about specific scenes throughout the movies. And I felt there's an element of realism that can be jarring when it pops up, right? You'll be having fun watching a movie, and then something tragic happens, but not in a Hollywood tragedy sense, right? The tragedy is that this can and has happened in real life. So that makes it uncomfortable. It makes it uncomfortable watching certain moments, but it helps ground the film, and it makes the characters feel like real people. Just as importantly, it makes the world feel real. So that scene is the first one that I have here, because I said I listed the scenes that I feel match that description, and Frankie getting fired is the first one, because just because she's black and the robber was black, they're like, "Hey man, you know that guy, he's from your hood, and then they fire her with no cause, no even real even if they're suspected, they didn't even do an actual investigation, none of that. And the way she was treated, this scene didn't necessarily. I was annoyed more than anything at this scene, just because, here we go, right? But there are other scenes that happens in the movie that like made me angry or sad or just disgust me. But this first scene, I'm like, okay, it's giving me. To me, it gives you a whole taste of what this movie's going to be. You're going to have some lighthearted fun, but no, we do have some statements to make. We are going to shine a light on things that happen in real life that Black people have to deal with, that Black women have to deal with. So yeah, that's first scene definitely helped set the tone for the movie.
I agree. Like I said, I'm aligned with it being a staple, and I'm aligned with the stories it was telling. The bank robbing part is what throws me. But if there was some other story in there to come, if there was something else in there, it would have been like more like, okay, this is more like telling. But it kept taking me in and out of it, of like, oh crap, we're back to here. Oh crap, and we're back to here. So I don't know. But yes, it's very jarring. The thing, I mean, yeah, each woman individually goes through her own trauma, and then immediately is like asked to perform.
Yeah. So after that scene, right? So we do go and we get to meet the rest of the ladies, right? And there's a nice needle drop when I believe Flashlight starts to play. Does this take us straight into the 70s party? Yeah. Where we get to meet, like I said, the others. In addition to that, we meet Stoney's son, Stevie, who reveals...
That's his brother.
Brother. Who reveals that, I didn't get into UCLA like I planned or wanted to or whatever.
Well, first, he says, I didn't get a scholarship.
Correct.
And he thought that was going to she was going to say, okay, well, I guess you can't go. But then Stoney devises a plan to make that money real quick.
So, which takes us to our next scene of just like jarring realism where, Stoney has to, they introduce Nate, right? Her old boss, the car salesman. And
Nate is absolutely sleazy. He looks sleazy.
Disgusting.
He looks like he smells sleazy. He looks like he's greasy.
It's gross. Okay.
He's the epitome of a sleazy car salesman.
Oh my God. Yeah. And she went and she had sex with him for some money to get her brother into college.
How much could he have possibly have given her? Like, really? Like, what was the number? What was the number?
I don't know.
Like, was it like 300? Like, what is that? Like,
oh no,
nowhere
I thought it was
near
a couple
enough.
grand. I think it had to have been like.
Did she?
It had to have been a couple grand because we're talking. Say again.
I had to talk. I was just thinking about it of like, okay, because I guess the whole premise, not only did she have to have sex with him to get the money, but she also was going to work for him, and the whole thing was she wanted an advance. So maybe it was a couple thousand, but they're like happy about like $7 an hour, $8 an hour. Like, what kind of advance is that? They'll take forever to pay that shit off. She'll never have money.
Well, which is why she ripped it up when she didn't need it. Because at first I was like, well, just use that money, and then I'm like, wait, no. She can never pay that shit back. So, never. Quick search here, right?
To be honest, if I was Nate, I would have put a stop check on that shit. I'll be honest. After she left, I'd have just, yep.
Oh my
stop
God. Jesus. What? Why do you hate women? What is going on here?
I'm just calmly saying I would not have accepted a check because what the fuck? Like, you better pay me cash and stop playing with my life. She made that money. She did what she had to do, but unfortunately, look what she had to do.
Yeah, and I don't know. That whole scene was just pretty fucked up. Right after that, we get to see what's going on with TT, right? She's a single mom. And so they all work with this dude, Luther, who's also the worst. He was fucking hilarious. That Mighty Morphin Power Rangers line.
Bro, I wrote it down.
I was
like, it messed up. You're like, what are you fucking Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? Get back to work. I was like, oh shit. I would have laughed in the back too.
Outside of the hilarity, he's an asshole, and he's paying the minimum wage. He promised to pay TT under the table, which was, I guess, a lie or I don't know what. But she can't now afford to pay for her childcare. Because, she said half her money, but probably not half, but at least probably like 40% of it is going to, the IRS and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So that is what she's dealing with. Cleo, what was Cleo's plight? Like, Cleo was just a criminal. Like, I mean, she used to do
I think
car robberies and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it ever established why Cleo needed money.
She's just a victim of the system, victim of what she grew up. I mean, obviously, generally, it seems like a poor neighborhood. I think they're in South Central LA. She grew up, having to boost cars. Probably was on the street having to. I mean, they didn't say this directly, but just kind of looking at who she was. When they were like kind of explaining the plan, and they were like, "Hey, the cow is gonna be passed," and she's like, "There'll be a cow in there." It's like. All right, obviously not she's street smart, but maybe not so much book smart, which you know. So I think she was just a person of their environment is really her thing.
Okay, and I suppose that's fine. I guess that's fine because I didn't have a problem with Cleo's character. I really liked her character. But we did get a sense of all of them. All this stuff that happens in the beginning here, it leads us to the rooftop scene, right?
Yeah. Why were they up there?
Smoking a joint. What do you mean?
I mean, I know what they were doing. Why were they up there?
I don't know, but it seemed like that was the spot. But
yes.
Before I give you my thoughts, how do you feel? What did you feel about the rooftop scene? How would you feel about it?
Well, you know, so part of the rooftop scene that kind of kicks off the idea of them saying, "Yeah, we need to rob it," is that they were looking at some kind of plant. I don't know what kind of plant, but some kind of manufacturing plant were there, and they were like, "Yeah, before it shut down, you know, they used to be giving people some amount of money, some good money. They're like, man, I do this for this money, I do that for that money." And again, it just kind of shines light of like essentially to survive. This is the only thing they're really thinking about. Like they're not really thinking about the consequences or like it's like every time something traumatic happens, the answer is money, and it kind of made you think like, you know, is that true? Like a lot of people say money is the root of all evil, but then it's also like, is it? What do you think?
No. I mean, to me. I've always thought that statement is an oversimplification. Of course, you know, we as human beings we run into problems when we overvalue the material, and we do run into all kinds of problems. But, like, I'm not also going to pretend that having money doesn't fucking help make your life easier. You know what I'm saying? Like it improves. It objectively improves your quality of life. I'm sorry, like it does. So, no, money isn't everything, and of course, money can be someone's downfall. It's been many of people's downfall, right? But, I'm pretty sure a lot of the people that live in poverty and even whatever the hell the fucking middle class is considered these days, would love to have a lot of goddamn money, you know, and it would improve their lives. Period. So that to me that's it's an oversimplification.
For sure. What?
That's so for me. That scene, I didn't really care about the text, you know, to be honest, what they were saying. I really like the rooftop scene. It stood out to me because I feel like it really demonstrated the chemistry that the actresses had with each other. And it made me believe that these four ladies knew each other, they grew up together, or they knew each other from the neighborhood. I believe that they were friends. Like even the interaction, like the conversation they were having, it felt very organic and real. Like it felt like four friends kicking it, you know, ribbing each other, arguing a little bit, laughing with each other. I really enjoyed it, and I did stumble onto the behind the director's commentary on the movie, and he did talk about one of his big things was making sure that these ladies knew one another. So he would tell them, hey, like, y'all need to go have lunch, have dinner together, go watch a movie together, hang out with one another. He would make time for them to actually go and spend time together so they can get to know each other. And I really think it paid off in this movie, and I really think it helps to elevate the movie, especially when a lot of the crazy plot shit that we're about to get into starts to happen.
I didn't I didn't get that. I mean, I get it now that you're saying it. It shines light on it, but it didn't really stand out to me like that. There were any more friends than that. Yeah, to me, that, like I said, the bigger thing that stuck out to me in that scene was the manufacturing plant. Just because I'm kind of assuming that maybe their parents or their grandparents used to work there. Everybody lost their job, and now it's just kind of a continuous wheel of poverty because every time they have something good, you know, it's close enough to their neighborhood where they could like sit there and smoke weed. So it's probably like dead in the middle of the neighborhood. People are making good money. You know, streets are probably safer, and then the company leaves, and everything kind of goes down with it. So
that's a good takeaway. That is a good takeaway. I definitely missed that. So after that scene, we go to well, the next major thing that happens in the movie is Stevie confessing to Stoney that he did not get into UCLA because he was not accepted, not because he didn't get the money. And she bust that boy the most justified slap I've ever seen on TV in my life, okay? And he's lucky he got, well, the second most, because a more justifiable slap happens later in the same movie. But, yeah. But, nah, man, like,
slapping, but yeah.
Her face, when he said that shit, she couldn't even get mad. She didn't even have time or energy to get mad at him not making it into college. She was just like, you fucking kidding me? I had to lay down with nasty ass, greasy ass fucking Nate to get you money to get into the school. That if you had told me that you know the truth earlier, then we would have moved on and we'd have figured some shit else out. But she was so pissed off.
She was fairly pissed off. Also, did he not apply to any other school? He just did UCLA. There's so many schools in California.
But I don't think he wants to go to college at all. So I think he picked just UCLA because that's like the shining, you know, whatever. It's UCLA, and
he didn't think he was gonna get in, so he applied. And I was like, I'm probably not gonna get in anyway. And then my sister leave me alone and blah blah blah. Because it was clearly her dream.
It sounds like he had good grades in school, though. You know?
Like, he was a good student. You know, he wasn't into too bad of. I mean, he obviously hung around some particular folks, but it doesn't look like he was involved at all. Personally, let me just tell you, sir, you rob a bank and I'm aware, I'm staying away from you for at least 6 months. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not talking to you. Please do not call me for 6 months, okay?
That's the immediately next scene, right? So Lorenz robbed a bank. It was a poor fucking bank job. And he just went home to kick it with his girl? What is going on here? Like,
everybody knows. He's like, hey man, I heard you rob a bank. He's like, what?
It wasn't
I didn't.
Secret. and then he has this distinguishable haircut.
AP.
I could not understand why Lorenz was sitting in his living room just chilling. And and then Stevie, for as smart as he is, but he's ultimately a stupid kid because he goes to hang out with a dude who clearly has a lot of heat on him. And just goes to kick it at his house, right?
Yeah.
I just, that was ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
And then it leads to predictably my next scene of realism, right? Which is the police rolls on Lorenz's house because everyone fucking knew who he was. And they catch Stevie coming out, who had just got convinced to get the same type of haircut that Lorenz did. So the police, in the dark, were able to spot the AP design in his hair, but not spot that wasn't the fucking dude that they were looking for. Like, which is it? You know, is it dark and you can't see, or is it light enough for you to tell discernible features about the person? I don't know. So they immediately surround him and tell him to get down on the ground, and he eventually starts to comply. And he realizes he has a champagne bottle, so he can't fully get prone on the ground. So he goes to remove it, and some jackass yells, "Gun!" And the entirety of LAPD lights up this kid as he's laying there on the fucking ground, clutching a champagne bottle. Again, here's another moment that just like pulls you out of the fun, right? And it's like, oh shit, it was foreshadowed that something was going to happen to the kid. I thought he was going to get arrested. You know, I didn't think he was gonna get killed. I thought he was gonna get arrested, and yeah. So I don't know. I mean, what? I'll let you speak on this scene.
Yeah. So, I mean, yes. If I take myself out of it and pretend for a second, yeah, it seems like he was gonna have to get arrested or something like that. But, no, I didn't. You know, I didn't think they would light him up, but yeah, they did. Not only did they shoot, they really shot to kill, which was like, all right, like this is kind of very indicative of of LA at the time, LAPD.
The
it
riots
was,
that happened recently, right?
Right. Of course, we weren't alive yet. Is that 89? It's like
No, they were in 92.
was it 92?
Yeah,
Okay,
92.
so we were alive a little bit, but we weren't there. But yeah, with Ronnie King, right?
Rodney King, I think, was the catalyst for it. Yes.
Yeah. They beat the shit out of him, and then everybody rioted. So yeah, everybody's scared of these. Essentially, not scared of these thugs who get away with murder all the time. But yeah, watching it now, dude wasn't like he was not complying. Like, he was immediately trying to comply, but it's hard to lay down straight when you have something sticking in you, especially a hard glass bottle. Like, it's not something soft. You could just kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna lay here. It is dark. It is, it is dark, and I'm not a police officer. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but two things happened for me in that scene.
Mm-hmm.
One, it took me to Tamir Rice. And specifically because the Tamir Rice shooting and killing was here in Cleveland, Ohio, where I happen to be.
That's right.
Where he was in the middle of a playground with a fake gun, very clearly fake, and cop rolled up within 10 seconds. Dude was dead.
Yeah.
And then, so it's pointing to this shit is still happening, and obviously Tamir Rice is not the only person. It's happening all the time, even now. Even to some people who don't even look like us now with certain political things happening. So yeah, it's just sad. It made you sad of like, damn. Like, as a kid, I don't think I ever really recognized what I'm looking at. And that's the amazing part for me right now. Like, they always say, oh, you're a kid, you don't understand. And you're like, yes, I do. I know I do. But you really, really don't until you really live life and, like, understand. Like, these things become so much more impactful and so much more like, goddamn. Like you said, it's like, ha ha ha, ah, shit. Another black man just murdered. Maybe he wasn't going to college that year, but maybe he was next year. Or maybe start a community college, and then maybe he cures cancer, whatever the hell he does with his life. Maybe he ends up working at McDonald's, whatever. But give him a chance, and he should have been there, yes. But full stop. Police should not be murdering people in the street. Like, you are not judge, jury, executioner. And then it took me into the second point, which is the thing that I forgot his damn name, which is bad. The doctor from Scrubs, the officer.
Oh, McGinley. Yeah, I don't remember his, but McGinley is the actor's name.
McGinley. Yeah. Okay, so McGinley pressures Frankie and says, "What's the procedure when you're being robbed? What's the procedure when you're being robbed?" And it's just like, anybody with a gun in their face is gonna freak out. It doesn't matter like how much you practice, like unless you're practicing repeatedly a gun in your face. Like, somebody could tell you all the time, hey, do this when this happens, and you're like, all right, and then it happens, and fight or flight. It's literally a physiological response that you can't control. People do best to do something about it, but you can't control it. So when he was hammering her about that, like, she was supposed to just be ready. It was just like, well, where were you? Why didn't you like hold out? Why didn't you chill out? Like, give it a second. Like, you just immediately freaked out. Like, oh, a gun, even though it wasn't a gun. Oh, a gun, and fire, and like, you didn't do nothing. Like, immediately you went to, I need to protect myself, which is what she did. When she did it,
the detective, he didn't shoot. It was his officers.
Yeah. I know I'm talking about him, but
Okay.
It starts top down for me. Like, if your officers doing it, top 100%. Down is doing it.
Yeah, where was the scene of him reprimanding all those fucking dudes for shooting the kid, right?
Right. Like, he did this like half, no, stay with me, and you're like, bro, get the fuck out of here.
The next scene is another tough scene because now we're here. After Frankie got fired, she's now working with them at a cleaning company. TT shows up now, and she has her son with her because she couldn't afford a babysitter.
Right.
And essentially, she rests down the boy in a very unsafe spot. Like, forget about
I don't know
the
what
chemicals.
That was.
It was like a couch next to like this table. I'm like, he's gonna bust his head on this fucking table. I'm like, that had to have been a better place. But anyway, the Joan, I think was his name. The child goes off to go wander around
Drink
as kids
Clorox?
do.
I don't know what he was doing.
I don't know what it was, right? But I'm gonna tell you this. The first time that happened, I tried to watch the movie twice. I skipped this scene in the second time. I was like, I can't do this. You know, I'm a parent. I have a newborn in the house. I can't. I don't have the stomach for this shit. Listen, after my son was born, it got harder and harder for me to watch kids getting attacked and all this bullshit. So I have a little soft spot when kids are being harmed in television or film. So that scene was tough for me. Thank God they didn't show the kid in agony, but his screams and crying did it for me.
Yeah, he was screaming. I don't know if there was a recording. I assume it was, but that kid was obviously in pain. It's somehow, some way.
And the doctor's like, all right, I think he'll be fine. And Risa was like, you think? Let me think he'll be fine. Yes or no?
Like, yeah, your son, I think he'll be all right. Oh, when can I see him? Oh, wait, you gotta talk to this social worker now. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Man. So here comes CPS. Here comes item number 4 on my list, which is TT dealing with CPS. Here we have a black woman in a low economic state, not able to provide for her child, doing what she can to make ends meet. She makes a misguided decision in bringing her child to work, but she literally had nothing else to do. Is either bring him to work or don't work, and I can't feed us at all. The child gets harmed, and here comes CPS to pull the kid out of the home because she needs to prove now that she's a fit parent.
Yeah, but she can afford to have him there.
Yeah.
So now we have the motivation for everybody, right? Stoney wants to get out of the area. You know, she just lost her brother. Yeah, CT's losing her son. Frankie's pissed off because they fired her. And Cleo wants to make money. So now we're like, all right.
Let's rob a bank.
We're robbing a bank. That was the next step. We're robbing a bank.
Okay, so, all right. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, listeners. The first act of this movie is a lot of setup. So it sounds, a lot of depressing shit has been happening. But now let's have some fun, right? Because now we're planning this bank robbery, right?
Hell yeah.
And when they were planning the heist, and Frankie's trying to go through the plan with them, and Cleo is getting so fucking frustrated. And she says, why can't we just get buck with those motherfuckers and get in there and take all their fucking money? And the heat in which Queen Latifah delivered that line laid me the hell out. Okay?
She was ready to roll.
She was so
like,
ready to
go. What are we planning for? Let's go.
Listen, I was dying with laughter. And then this is when they were trying to explain to her like the cow and all this thing. And there's cows in there. And Stoney, Jenna Pinkett
looks genuinely looked like, are you fucking stupid?
She says, stop smoking weed. Like she was so disappointed in her friend. Like, fuck, dude. Like, are you dumb or what? Like, stop. Oh my God. So that was one of my favorite scenes in the movie. Just, again, it's the 4 of them talking and trying to figure this shit out. But
I don't know what TT was doing. She was like outside the car.
Nothing. Because she's not for this. She's not about this life. And it's not in the beginning. We get to the bank now, and okay, so there's a scene in which Jada and TT are scoping out a bank, casing a bank, and Jada starts floating with
the most obvious fucking casing I've ever seen in my life.
Crazy stuff.
But they
spend time casing that bank, and then they don't rob that bank. They walk into a random bank, and they're like, "Let's rob this right now." And
she said, "Hey, it's all the same, bro."
But and they're having this conversation at the bank.
They were outside the bank in their freaking wigs with the guns in their hands. Like they're like, "Yo, we shouldn't rob this." They're like, "Yes, we should." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
They're arguing about whether or not they should rob this fucking bank, and they're in the bank. I'm like, why didn't you guys talk about this beforehand? You know?
Yeah.
And then I'm sorry, TT running away was so fucking
hilarious.
Funny.
I was like, that's drawing attention. Like I would have been like, what the fuck? She was in a wig, running out, flailing her arms, and just turns the corner. I'm like, all right, they should have been caught immediately.
Oh my gosh. So they go, and I know we saw a planning scene, but again, they were planning for a different bank, so I don't know what the point of it was.
She said
And
it's
they
the
go
same
in
thing,
there.
man.
I'm not sure what the plan really was, but they did it in 60 seconds, which is really
They did it
good.
good. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what they did in their planning to make them execute a robbery in 60 seconds, though. Like it, there was no explanation of that. They just walked in there, and no one tried to kill them, so they were able to get away, and that's really it.
Yeah, like what's her name? Frankie said she knows it. She knows the bank. She knows what to happen. She said she
Yeah.
got it.
So were they robbing the same branch? No, they weren't. They were robbing different branches too. Like,
Yeah, but I guess everybody has the same protocol of like what to do.
so Wells Fargo and Chase Bank have the exact same protocols.
Hey, that's according to the '90s movie. That's what they're saying.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Reach for your
So
right. Reach for your money clip with your right hand, and press the alarm. I guess. What if you left-handed and like kind of weird with your right hand? Like, I don't know. I don't
listen.
know. I don't know. Listen, she said it's all the same, so we're just gonna assume it
So
is.
so they execute this robbery, right? In the getaway, they make it back to their hideout, lair, I don't know, club,
Her garage.
garage.
Yeah.
And they go in there and they count up the money, and then TT walks in, and Stoney's like, "Did you lock the door?" And I'm like, "Did you lock the door?" Because
Yeah, you didn't lock it. She just walked the fuck in. Like, what
she
the
just
hell?
walked right in. So they're counting the
Freaking
money,
Cleo
and then
pulls a gun. I'm surprised she didn't shoot her.
oh god, yeah. Well, she fucking fired one off, and no one. I guess they're in a shitty neighborhood, so the police. No one called the police, but
Yeah.
um, they stole $12,000, and
Yay.
I don't know how many of you
3,000
mathematicians
apiece.
out there, but 12,000 is 4 people. That's 3,000 a person. And
Yeah.
listen, well, before I get to that comment, so they're divvying it up, and Stoney's like, "Here you go, TT," and Frankie goes all fucking, you
Appropriately
know,
says she ain't do shit. She ain't getting nothing. Get out of here.
I know, and I don't know. Frankie was wild in at certain points, man. Like because she says to her, "Nah, you're not gonna get this money," and then TT's like, "I don't need your money. I don't
Which
want
is
your money,
weird.
Frankie."
That was weird.
And
That
then
was weird.
Frankie's like, "Man, I'm sorry, man. I'm just emotional." And then TT's like, "I really need that money." I'm like, what the fuck? I was
That's
like,
literally how it went. That's literally word for word. I swear that was it. I was like, it was weird. I was like, I don't need
that
your
was
money. Oh,
weird.
my bad. You know, I actually do need it if you don't mind. Like, I actually
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of need
yeah,
my
yeah,
kid
yeah,
back.
yeah.
I'm like, oh,
That was
okay. I was
that was
like,
weird. So they split up their whopping $3,000, right? And now the cops are trying to figure out what's going on. And I'm sorry, these cops are shitty. Everything is circumstantial, and they just jump to conclusions. All
yeah,
of a sudden, he's like, "Oh, you remember Frankie from the one robbery that she wasn't a part of, that we thought that she was a part of? Okay, well, her friend's brother just died," and like he just spins this crazy story. And I was so glad the chief of police was like, "No, the fuck are you talking about?
he
No,
did.
you can't go and arrest them. That makes no goddamn sense. You just killed her fucking brother in the streets, and
Yeah.
this evidence that you have, it's all circumstantial. It makes no sense. Like what?" So
Yeah.
I don't know. But then of course later on, so while I'm watching the movie, right, like Risha's watching it, and she's like, "Well, because the disguises were a bunch of wigs," and she was saying
Yeah.
it's a shitty
Their faces
disguise,
are
and I'm
very
like,
clear.
well, I don't think so. Well, yes, so
I
the
think,
face is clear if you watch them in person. The cameras are shitty. They're terrible.
yeah, I don't know what the hell those
But
were.
then later on in the movie, they zoom in on the camera and they're like, "Oh, I know exactly who that is." I was like, "Wait, what?" I thought that same grainy footage that you showed us in the beginning, now it's clear as day. You know exactly who it
Yeah.
is.
He's like,
Yeah.
I know who that is. He got up all like, bam,
Uh,
bam, work with me. They're the same people. I was like, oh, okay. Well,
okay, I
whatever.
guess.
I mean,
I don't
yeah,
know.
sure.
So we jump to Cleo now, who's having a sexy party with her fucking
Sexy
girlfriend who
party.
doesn't talk. We forgot to talk about Ursula. There's not much to say. She
Ursula
says
doesn't talk.
nothing the entire
She
movie.
said, mm-hmm. She said, mm-hmm.
She did say I think like twice. But so
Yeah.
she's having a sexy party with Ursula, and I don't understand how the fuck did she crash out over $3,000 like that?
The girl Ursula?
No, Cleo. She crashed out
Oh.
because she spent all her money, and they come and they're like, she quit her fucking job for $3,000. She went and somehow afforded a new car, bought all this lingerie, bought fucking expensive liquor and shit with $3,000, and just blow through her money. And then she's like, I need more money, and it's like, bitch, what is your deal? Like, chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was a little lost on timeline. It feels like real fast, and I'm like, okay, but like the things they were doing couldn't have been fast. Like, I didn't think she bought a new car. I thought it was the old car she fixed up. I'm like, how the hell she get a paint job?
Maybe that's what it is then.
How the hell she got a paint job and new rims and all that like done in like a day
for $3,000?
Yeah, exactly.
The timeline, yes, but my thing is, that's not a lot of money.
Nah.
Because I mean, you could spend $3,000 in a day if you want. That's a crazy spending spree. But you can spend $3,000 in a day pretty easily without even trying very hard. You know.
Yeah, buy a
so
TV,
that's why I don't understand why like the other girls that we put our money away. I was like, I don't know where the fuck you put it because you all have bills. You're broke. So you know, and then Cleo just went on this spree. So then she pulls a gun on Stoney, and Stoney slaps the shit out of her, which, yeah, that was the right move because why are you pulling a gun on me, you know?
I mean, it was very, like you said, I think the bond and, like, this, like, it felt like genuine, like a genuine friendship there. It felt like a genuine friendship there. I mean, not that the Ruth didn't, but that really felt like friends who are, like, low-key being a little corrupt by money here, and like one is like, yo, we have enough, the next one's like, no, we don't, we need more, and they're just kind of like everybody else is split of like, yeah, I need more, no, I don't. Like, even Frankie like killed me. First Frankie was like facing fucking Cleo, and she's like, Cleo, chill out. And then, like, Cleo was like, I need more money. Frankie spun around, like, yeah, where you would get more money from? I, like, literally, like, the next second, she's like, yeah, and that's all you got. We gonna need more. I was like, what the fuck? You was just against her. She literally spun around and changed her mind by the time she finished spinning. And I was like, okay.
That's my thing with Frankie, is her character is a little erratic.
I like it. Hey, some people say I like a little danger in my women.
That's
so,
fine.
You know, hey.
That's fine.
Hey.
But her danger was different. It was like a repressed danger that she was like releasing. Like Cleo's just, Cleo's dangerous.
Yeah, Cleo's out there. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Frankie, like, she's been repressed and now she's letting that shit out, and now she don't know how to act. It's wild. Because after this,
she had a taste of her high life, and she's like, "Oh, I need more."
So after this, right? We end up in this random Godfather scene after they try to. Now they're trying to what am I trying to say?
Just make up or rekindle.
Make up, right? Rekindle their friendship. So there's this Godfather scene where they're sitting across this giant table, I guess like a conference table in the place they're cleaning or whatever.
Yeah.
Did this scene work for you?
Yeah, I liked it.
You liked it? Oh, really? Yeah. What'd you like about it?
I mean, they were just again in this scene. It also just felt like they were just like genuine friends
goofing off.
Goofing off, and they shoved. I think Vivica or
she had cotton balls or something.
Frankie had cotton ball in her actual mouth to like make the puffy cheek.
Yeah,
and she had the accent pretty good. Like, it was stupid, and it was like it was a good way to lighten it, because that's a big shit. Like, I don't know if you point a gun in my face and press it against my cheek. I don't know if I'm coming back from that one.
That's hard.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, you my boy, I love you to death, my guy, but like
the level of disrespect. I
don't know if I'm coming back from that one. So
that's crazy work. But you know, but you know what though? I think why it would be hard, like if one of us hits each other, why it would be hard is because it's so far out of character for us.
This is true.
You know,
if I just randomly wielding guns all the time and you're like, oh, that's just Jay, then I guess.
You know, you're doing your same old bullshit. Like, don't do that shit to me anymore. But, you know, so if it's within the character of the person, you know, and you have that long, because they did say that they specifically were friends from first grade, right?
Yeah, like 20 years or some shit. Yeah.
Maybe those are the parameters in which you can come back from that. But outside of that, I don't know. That's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't. That'd be a really we'd have to have some really good come to Jesus conversations. But I guess for
Yeah.
them, that was what they needed, just kind of like serious, but not like too serious to like really
Yeah.
break it. So I liked it.
Yeah. So
You didn't? So you didn't like it, or what are you saying?
oh no, it was cool. It was random as fuck is all, but
Oh, okay.
it was cool. I didn't hate it or anything. It was
Okay,
super random. It was super random.
I think it was. I think it was the only way to really break the tension to like do something like
to get us back
serious to get it
to
back.
robbing banks together. Yeah,
Right.
And you know, I will say this about the movie is that, and you see this with it's funny because one of those days is definitely like a spiritual successor of Friday, but the influences I would say from this movie it would be just we're seeing 4 women just kind of like live their like be themselves, be women. Like they're not, none of these women are being like stereotypes. They're not like, we're not viewing them from the male perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just the fact that they were able to be silly like that. Like yeah, women get silly with their friends sometimes. You know, you understand what I'm saying? Like they're not just sex objects. They're not, you know, being used as sex objects. It's their hair being silly and stupid and doing this Godfather thing as their hair robbing banks. It's just the realism and the humanism within the scenes, and that's weaved throughout, you know, the movie. That's why it works for me because of stuff like that.
I like that.
So so now we go to bank robbery number 2. And again, so now we see how terrible these ladies' situational awareness is, because there's a fucking security guard outside arguing with some dude, vagrant or whatever. There's commotion happening.
There's already drama happening, and they still decided to go in.
Why would you rob that bank? It made no sense.
I really don't think they saw it. I really think they were just so...
They walked right past it.
I know they did, but I don't think they like, you know how you just like tunnel vision, I need to do this, and like some crazy shit could be happening and you just like, oh shit, I didn't even see that. Like I think they were just like, I need to rob this bank right now, and they just walk right past it. But it was the beginning of their downfall. Again, they were moving too fast. They were just taking too much too fast, and they got lucky on the first one. The second one, you know, I mean,
they got lucky again because
they got kind of again. Yeah.
Well, it was an interesting touch, planting TT as a customer in the bank with
like,
the
shut
crowd.
Up, bitch. She's like, no.
Oh my god!
She even had a face like, what the fuck, bro?
when the undercover cop tried to draw his gun and she had her nice, cool, like, you know, drop it.
Lucky she was sitting right there. If it was like across the way, what the fuck she was gonna do?
Not a damn thing. You know, or maybe kill him because TT's out for blood, apparently. We'll get to that in a minute. So they robbed this bank successfully, and Queen Latifah has to go steal a different car because their getaway car was being blocked or impeded, because now police has gathered on the scene outside the bank as it was being robbed because of that disturbance that's happening on the street. And Cleo decides she's going to drive through the fucking walls. So this is where the suspension of disbelief for me stopped. Right?
This is where? Okay.
This was it.
Good. This was the line.
I was good up until this point.
Okay.
But my thing is she drove through several walls, and those police officers outside never fucking reacted. Never responded.
Did. I mean, driving through glass is shattering. People are screaming.
It's so noisy. Nothing.
It's so loud. It's like,
and then to double down on the absurdity, once they get out on the road. So I've been watching The Rookie here recently, right? Which is also set in LA. A different kind of LA, but it's set in LA as well, right? One of the problems with The Rookie, I like the show, it's a good show. One of the problems with The Rookie is it sometimes makes traffic. It makes LA feel small, right? There's no traffic. There's like 6 cops that's dealing with everything in the city, you know. But when there is monumental enough crime or something happening, you will see the numbers show up, right? I would say that a car driving through a fucking bank, speeding through downtown LA and causing several accidents is a monumental event. You're telling me that no police officers were in their car in the area and heard on the radio that this was going down? No one chased them. They sped out of there and made it back to her fucking garage cave unimpeded. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I was like, guys, get the fuck out of here. That's not it. Not it. Oh my gosh. Ugh.
Again, the things they were dealing with was very, very jarring, but the ways of getting out of it was just told in a very silly way. But, you know.
Yeah.
It is what it is. They're not professionals. They really just had an idea and went with it. They're like, shit, go for it.
Yeah. But hey, they scored $246 million from that heist, right? So now that's real money. Now we're talking. Huh?
What did you say? You said million. In 1,000?
1,000. Sorry, 1,000. Did I say million? I'm thinking. I'm still in box office numbers. Sorry. Yeah. $246,000. But still, now we're talking real money.
Yeah, that's the money.
Right?
That's the money to leave.
Exactly, right? But they didn't for whatever reason. So that's $61,500 a piece. I don't know what the adjusted for inflation is, but it's probably close to like
enough to buy
75,000
or
something.
Put a hell of a down payment on it. But the reason why they didn't, I think, is because TT didn't have her son yet.
True, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Because otherwise, they should have left immediately that night.
Yeah.
But I think TT didn't. TT didn't have her son yet, so they were waiting for her court date.
Yeah. So then they decide to hide the money in the. I guess. So I gave them credit for not hiding it at their home, right? Good job. So your solution to not hiding it in the first place the police would look is to hide it in the second place the police would look? Because they're going to check your fucking job. Like, that didn't make sense either, you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
And then somehow Luther finds the fucking money and he crashes out. He quits his job. He takes off. He finds a freaking white prostitute and he's just, I guess, living it up in a shitty motel. I don't know what his end game was or his plan was. Yeah. But yeah, so they jump in there. So now they're after him to go look for him. Stoney's not with them. Why is Stoney not with them? I don't remember. I guess she's on her date. Is that why? She's on her date.
Yeah.
So
she's getting caressed with a freaking chain right now for some reason. But yeah.
Yes. With her nice black dress. So the other three ladies go to confront Luther. So they track him down to his motel, and shit pops off. Cleo pulls a gun on Luther. Then Luther gets to drop on her with his own gun. Cleo goes to drop her gun, and then TT shoots Luther from the back with her own gun very fucking quickly. Like, there was no conversation. There was no, trying to talk him down.
Drop it. She was like, nah.
She just shoots him.
Fire. Like, oh, shit.
Yeah. What did you think about that scene?
Okay. You said a lot in that. So
I know.
I agree on quite a few things. It didn't make sense what they did. I know they wanted to stick together, but every other heist movie always shows people splitting up after the shit is done. You never move together. So I understand why her name is TT stayed, because her son was literally in the system still, so she had to stay. But there was no reason why any of the other two couldn't have left with the money, hide out, wait for things to happen, give TT enough money to show that she's stable or whatever, hide out and whatever. So yeah, that part didn't make sense except to add stuff. I don't know how the hell Luther saw them. I don't know if he was hiding in the shadows. I don't know if he was looking at the camera and saw them hanging around the vents. It didn't make sense on how he got there either. I don't know how he spent almost $250,000, I guess, in a night. Like, he got a hotel room and a prostitute and a watch is all I saw, and had nothing left. I was like, okay, weird, but okay. Obviously, the scene with when they actually get there, Luther ends up dead. They end up threatening the prostitute. Like, I know who you are, I know where you live, whatever. It was like there was nowhere else to go. They had to just keep going because they already started like high. Like, you're doing like a a freaking solo, and you already start da-da-da-da-da, ain't nowhere to go but to start fucking triple, quadruple tonguing and pretty much circle breathing at that point because you're already high. So, you know, if it was just they couldn't bring it back down, like, or else you would have just lost. You really would have lost the movie. So, like, the Luther being shot and TT being the one doing it was just kind of like the next step of like, of course that happened because what else would have happened at that point? So I don't know. It was just a scene, but yeah, it was necessary because there was nowhere else to go. They had to lose the money. They had to be kind of on the run. Did they have to kill Luther? Probably not, but it just added to like, hey, it just added to the foreshadowing of they're probably not gonna make it because they're too messy at this point.
Very messy, very messy. So now the police are convinced that they have enough evidence to connect them to these robberies. Somehow, they didn't convince me, but the movie has to end. So, you know, Detective Strode is like, yo, these ladies are it. He's following them around, and he pulls in Cleo off the street for a lineup. Yeah. Why Cleo?
I don't know.
Why
Cleo? And then she also said, call the girls. I was like, to do what? What the fuck they gonna do?
Listen to me. No, so I said call the girls to say what? I mean, she don't fucking talk.
She'll fucking call and just silence. They'll be like, hello?
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 Ursula, is that you? What? Like, text me.
Like,
they don't even have text. Oh,
they don't have fucking text. It'd be like freaking like Lassie. Like, what'd you say, girl? She got picked up. What? Where? Oh my! I'm on my way. Like, what the fuck? She don't say shit.
Well, hey, somehow she got them all together because they did.
Smoke screens. I don't know what she did, but whatever.
Yeah, but the white prostitute didn't pick Cleo out of the lineup because
technically she was
Cleo,
right. He asked. Right? They asked the question of is the person who killed Luther in the lineup, and she said no because technically she didn't kill Luther. She was there,
yeah,
but it was not her.
I had the same thought, yeah. So yeah, all right. So you know,
right. She didn't lie.
So then they had to cut her loose because they didn't do any actual police work to fucking arrest Cleo. Yeah. So Cleo gets back to the garage, and of course she's like, all right, we gotta triple down and then go on the run. Which because Titi still doesn't have her son as yet. Also, quick aside, ain't no way Titi was gonna take $60,000 and then show the government that she has $60,000 that she can take care of her child. They're gonna send the IRS to tear apart her fucking life and be like, where'd you get this money from? Then she was gonna get arrested. And this was always not. They need to just kidnap that boy and then bounce.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I'm just saying.
That is a state. They could have. I'm sure they knew the group home he was in or wherever he was at. So
they didn't have time to establish, because CPS is not gonna just be like, oh, you have money, okay, cool. Like, this shit takes time, you know, for them to release the child back into her custody. And with them escalating and getting sloppier and sloppier with their crimes, they did not have the time for that child to get released. So,
yeah, there was no true actual. She was never gonna get the kid. You're 100% right. Like she needed to show like pay stubs and stuff like that, and she didn't get the money that way. Because so
she would have had to pay Luther to pay her to make it look like she. You know what I'm saying? Like it was gonna create more problems for her. She just needs to kidnap the boy. But she didn't do that. They decided to go rob a third bank. And
which is
oh my gosh. Bank. Yep. So the police is there and they tell the bank, hey, yeah, you know, these ladies they might come through or they will come through. They sounded pretty convinced that was the bank that was going to get robbed next, but not convinced enough to leave officers on the scene to like stake out the bank, right?
No, they left immediately afterwards.
Yeah. So the ladies go and they rob the fucking bank, and
they hear it on the radio. Certain bank. They're like, shit. They literally have to turn around to go back.
Yeah, assholes. And again, they were on their way to, you know, getting through a sloppy bank robbery, but that's what they've been doing. And the two cops come in and they're like, stop. We keep saying cops. They have to be FBI, not LAPD,
See,
right?
I was looking this
Because
up. I was looking this up because I was
that's
like,
that's
I don't
that's
know
an
if
FBI crime.
yes, 100%. Oh, bro, I went through a deep dive because I
Okay.
thought that too. I was like, the fucking LAPD or police departments do not do bank robberies.
Bank
That's an
robberies, no.
FBI
It's
thing.
a federal crime.
But
Yeah.
but the thing that tipped me off that they were actually cops was the captain scene when they were talking to the guy of like, because he was a captain. I like FBI don't have captains. That's not a thing.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
they don't.
Yeah.
So they had to have been cops. And I was like, so what division was this? Like major crimes? Like what is this? Like what division is this?
Some type of task force. Yeah, because
But I couldn't
honestly,
find a task force that made sense for the LAPD
Yeah.
to actually be in this. They should have been FBI agents.
it should have been FBI. Honestly, when I first wrote, kind of made a joke about the lady drinking the water or minding her business, I said FBI chick. That's what I wrote in my notes. And then as I'm watching the movie, I'm like, oh, I guess it's LAPD, and I left it alone. But no, it doesn't. I just think the directors and the writers in them, they just wanted to draw attention to how fucked up the LAPD is, you know, especially coming off of the riots and everything. So they chose the LAPD for this, but yeah, the LAPD would not be handling this at all.
Yeah, like initially maybe just to like, hey, corner off the scene, but immediately the FBI would be there
for
to like.
Sure.
I don't know if the FBI would be there for $12,000. Probably the first one, maybe not. But like the 250,000 and then the subsequent 600,000 or what the hell they were going for. Obviously,
I don't even know. Yeah. Or
I feel like you have
or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like they wouldn't bat an eye at like 250. To be honest, that's like.
It's insured. That's FDIC. That's FDIC. That's
it is insured.
It's a victimless
so
crime.
Guess,
victimless crime.
Yeah.
So,
and then they said on TV like, "Oh, they stole 90,000 when they only stole 12,000." They were like, "Insurance." That was funny.
I missed that. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So, okay, we're avoiding the to me the most tragic scene in the movie. The police come in and they tell him drop their weapons. He starts calling them up by name, Cleo, and then that's fucking you under that clear mask.
They start pulling off
Stoney,
their mask,
you know, and they all start putting their weapons down, except for Cleo. But TT and Stoney are dropping their weapons, and some fucking
rent-a-cop
cowboy
comes out of nowhere
and just comes diving through, firing shots off, lights TT up. And just completely fucks up the whole situation.
Yeah.
That scene was so aggravating for me. Okay.
Yeah. Again, where's your training?
She's actively disarming herself and surrendering. You know.
Yes.
And homeboy just comes in, lights her up, and it was just fucking terrible.
Yeah. I mean that whole back end of like the last 10 or 15 minutes is just like Jesus Christ. You're rooting for them, even though in my mind you knew like they're probably not gonna make it, but you were kind of rooting for them. You're kind of rooting for them to like have the happy ending. She get her son back. Cleo gets her car. I don't know what she wants, but Cleo does whatever she wants. Frankie, maybe she opens her own bank. I don't freaking know. I don't know. You know, and then Stoney kind of like she's been a parent for a long time. Taking care of her brother. I mean, she hasn't really taken care of herself, but she's kind of worldly. You know, she kind of fit in with the different crowds. You know, when she was in her black dress, kind of pretending to be somebody she wasn't at the time. So yeah, you're kind of rooting for them, but yeah, it immediately pops off. TT gets shot. The entire plan goes crazy. You know, you could feel the genuine sadness, you know, with TT essentially bleeding out in the back seat as they tried to drive to a hospital, which, again, you know, I don't know what the plan was there, because as soon as you show up, like...
They would have had to drop her off on the step and
not throw her off on the side. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Get out.
That's the only thing. They would have carefully laid her down, but yeah.
Laid her down my ass. Get the fuck out of here. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, shit, Jesus. All right. So TT's passing was very tragic, and you could feel it because she was the one that just emotionally, you know, what she was going through with her child and everything. I mean, most of them they are pretty relatable, but hers one was just different with the child being involved and her leaving her child behind. So after that happens, now chaos ensues, right? Because now we have this shootout. They were able to drop that damn fucking security guard dude, so he went down, and then no one else got hit with a bullet, which was crazy. They made it out in the car, and now they're racing across downtown LA. And
no traffic.
one of my frustrations, because I talked about her earlier, there's like no cops, they get away, there's nothing they can do. But now that the movie has to end, every single cop in LA is on this car chase all of a sudden. There's like 4 fucking helicopters in the sky, and I'm just like, what? Okay, where were you guys earlier? You could have caught these ladies last week. You understand? So,
movie.
So, yeah, well, yeah, we got to wrap it up. This movie's actually 2 hours long, which was also surprising to me.
Yeah.
So Cleo's driving, and they drive into a tunnel, and they're cut off, and they're trying to figure out what do we do next. Cleo tells them to get out the car, and then she decides they're gonna separate. So she drives the police away so that the other 2 can get away.
Yeah.
Of course, let's deal with Cleo first. She gets surrounded by the entirety of LAPD, and she takes a beat. Yeah, she takes a beat, lights a cigarette, and she just goes out like a boss. You know, decides she doesn't surrender. She drives through them, and they light up the car, and Cleo goes
on live TV. I'm like, dang.
Yeah,
can you imagine watching that?
I know.
I don't know if they really do that or not. I think the 90s is a little wilder. Like, now they just like talk about it, but they're not gonna show it.
Yeah, or to tell you what you're about to see, blah blah blah. But that's if they're replaying it, like live. I don't know. They would have cut to black or something, cut to a commercial.
Like, oh my god, what are we watching here? We gotta okay.
Yeah. After Cleo goes down, Stoney and Frankie split up, and Frankie gets cornered next by the police.
Yeah.
And Detective Strode decides he's going to talk her down, and he multiple times instructs his officers, put your guns down, stand down, stand down, stand down.
Yeah.
And
he does attempt to try to do the right thing here.
He does. And again, Frankie, just like Cleo, she's a boss. She's not going out like that, and she decides to prove a point instead. And she holds a gun to Strode's head and asks him, what's procedure, what's protocol when there's a gun to your head? What do you do? And he had no response to that. And this might have gone on as an all-time great movie if she had pulled the trigger.
I thought she should have. I would have. Well, I mean, honestly, there was no other where she was going. Like, you might as well take him with you. Like, you know.
Yeah. If she had did that, yeah, that would have been like, whoo, oh my gosh. But she didn't. She just, like I said, she just wanted to prove a point. I guess to him.
Yeah.
And
he definitely was probably shitting his pants. Like, oh, you know.
Yeah, because that was his whole thing, you know, in the beginning. Just like, you know, it was definitely a full circle moment for the 2 of them. I thought that was nice. I like the symmetry with that, where she, you know, is able to show him that, yeah, you can say what you want. You can have your protocols and procedures. I mean, let's be honest. He already got rid of protocol by even putting his weapon down and getting so close to Frankie. That there's no way in the police manual it says that you disarm yourself and you become a hostage. Like, literally, right. Because I took I took forensic classes, and the number one thing for a police officer, one of the number one things responding to a scene is do not become a part of the crime scene. Right? So you cannot put yourself in harm's way and danger, and he did that. So she puts the gun down and she decides to run away, and we get to see more disregard for the rules and safety because his officers open fire with him in the line of fire. And with civilians,
there's a whole bus of people
on the, like, what?
On the other side.
that final scene was crazy. They could have killed so many people on that bus or in those
Yeah,
cars that were
yeah,
driving. First
yeah.
of all, why was the street not blocked off so cars couldn't be in that area? I don't know. But they
I
just
know.
opened fire, hoping that it wouldn't hit, the detective, hoping that they wouldn't kill a bystander or pedestrian, a civilian.
Yeah,
That
they're making this
scene,
shit.
it was nuts, which I think it a little bit undercut because I liked the moment between Strode and Frankie. I liked it.
Hmm.
And then they immediately threw it away for like some type of like blaze of glory shot. But it threw all logic and protocol out the window, and it was crazy. But so Frankie goes down, and
Stoney is there
Detective
staring at her.
Strode, yeah, yep, Stoney is just sitting there on the bus watching the whole thing go down, and Strode is the only one that sees her. I guess he's the only good detective or police officer in the show, and he sees her and he lets her go. And I guess that's supposed to let us be like, yeah, Strode isn't that bad or whatever. I don't know. But Strode is able to escape. She goes to Mexico, um, where she's gonna live out her life. Guys, listeners, Mexico does have an extradition treaty with the United States of America. So if you're trying to evade capture, you may need to go further than Mexico. Just saying. Just for anyone who's looking to run away, Mexico is not
Since
really.
when?
Since when what?
Since when they have an extradition treaty?
They do. Mexico's an ally.
I didn't say they wasn't. I said since
Oh.
when? Like, I mean, in TV they always portray it like, oh, you just go to Mexico and hang out there. So I don't know.
Oh, yeah. And
Yeah.
what I'm saying to you,
Okay.
TV is TV for a reason. Okay? No. Listen,
Alright.
the U.S. government could talk to the Mexican government if they wanted to and get a fugitive out of there. They absolutely could.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but who's going there anyway?
No, I'm just saying. Stony did. She thinks she's safe.
Ooh, it's governed by a 1978 treaty. Okay.
There you go. See? Yeah. Should I need to go to like Cuba or something? Anyway, I mean, yeah, that's So yeah, so Stony lives off her life there. She does call Blair Underwood. I don't know, I don't remember his name, but they called Blair. She called him to let him know that she was safe, and he was glad that she was safe, and that was the end of that.
Actually, she turned into the new Ursula because she didn't say shit. She just let the phone ring, and he, I guess, instinctively knew that was her.
She turned into what?
Ursula, because he just let the phone ring, and he picked up, and she didn't say anything, and he just instinctively knew it was her. He's like, "Oh,
I know.
Stony, I know you're fine." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
I know. Okay.
I'd be like, "Who? No, my name is Maria."
Oh Lord,
All
yeah.
right.
So, and that's it. That's a wrap of Set It Off.
Set it off. Set it off.
Yeah. Oh, come on now. Set it off. I said just now. Set it off.
There you go.
Okay. All right. You want to rate this thing?
Let's rate it.
All right. All right. So for any newcomers, we rate our movies. There's 5 categories, 5 criteria that we rate by. Plot and writing is the first one. Then acting and casting. We do production and cinematography, music and sound. And lastly, we rate the cultural impact. Everything is rated on a scale of 1 to 10. First up, plot and writing. Jay, what you got?
All right. So for plot and writing, I got a 6. I don't think. I think there's a lot of the reason I give it a 6. Like I said, I'm not happy with the movie in general. I'm happy with the movie, but I'm not. I don't know. I'm in between. I'm happy, but I'm not. But either way, I gave it a 6 because there is a lot of, I think, symbolism in the movie and what it's showing us. And though the bank and them robbing the bank is ridiculous, I think you think about it on the other flip side of banks have been robbing black people for a long time with like predatory loans or no loans. So I guess it was just kind of taking back what's theirs, which, okay, I can kind of bite that. You see their relationship with the police and people of color there. You see the unfairness of like when the people of color, when Frankie was literally a victim of an armed robbery. Stoney's brother was literally gunned down in the street. There was no justice. There was no empathy. There was nothing. There was like, hey, I'll give you a call. We'll investigate this. But then when it's their turn to get justice, or when the rabbits got the gun, it's the full force. Like everybody's in there. Everybody's trying to get them. So,
Yeah.
I think for that I give it a 6.
I have a 6 as well. I actually do have a 6 as well. I really liked the movie. I thought it was very fun. But it's flawed. There's some issues with it, and it's okay. But there are definitely issues with the movie and with the plot and everything.
Yeah.
Next up is acting and casting. What do you have there?
I have a 9. I have a strong 9.
I didn't feel like any of the ladies had any like drawbacks, and no one else in the movie mattered enough to pull away from the score. So I'll give it a 9 as well. Production, visual, cinematography. What you got for that?
I give it a 5.
Oh gosh. I have a 5 as well. That's why.
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought, oh damn, am I low? I'm like, yeah, it wasn't anything like very like
groundbreaking.
Yeah, it was
great.
Yeah,
there's some cool stuff that happens.
Yeah, for sure. There wasn't anything like, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't like amazing either. It was just a movie, but the story behind it is really what drives it. So okay, 5.
Agreed. And the characters study of it all. And even like the writers, they said they had no money. There was this script together $9 million to film the movie. So yeah. Music and sound. What you give that?
I didn't have much there either. So 6.
Oh, a 6. I gave it an 8 actually.
Really?
Yes. Let me give me a clear out for a little bit here, right? So there's a movie score for movies. Some movies have an actual soundtrack which is different. That might have more like pop songs or whatever on it. So there's an actual soundtrack for this movie, and this soundtrack was released in September of '96. It charted number 4 on the Billboard 200 and had 7 charting singles. This album is certified platinum.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Maybe I gotta rethink my answer.
Yeah, because it's not just this movie score, but the soundtrack that goes with it in tandem. That's why I gave it an 8. And there were lots of hits, lots of great songs in the movie. The composer is Christopher Young. He's done a lot of movies. His filmography is crazy. Like he's done a lot, but the movie didn't ask too much of him. There's a couple scenes where you did hear the like there's an orchestra doing some things to match the tension of the movie, but a lot of the weight of the movie fell on the soundtrack. Yeah, and because of that, I'm giving it an 8.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big In Vogue fan. Don't Let Go is one of my favorites. 6, still a 6.
Okay, no problem. Lastly, cultural impact. What you have for that?
I have a 9 for cultural impact.
A 9.
Yes.
Why a 9?
I don't want to keep harping on the same thing, but essentially it's just telling stories. I think I actually had it kind of lower in the beginning, but because of our conversation, I ramped it up in my head. So I liked what you were bringing about just telling normal stories of women, normal in their kind of normalcy, I guess, without it being through the eyes of a male, where it's hypersexualized or hyper aggressive, or like whatever stereotypical black woman trope people sometimes put on movies where they have to feel some kind of, oh girl, no you didn't. It's like, what the fuck? Like nobody talks like that. I mean, some people like do, but it's not like a normal part of life generally. So, but just 4 women trying to survive in a very harsh environment. LA at that time is not a good place for black people. I mean, shit, it still isn't, but Definitely not in that time. And, you know, they were trying to do what they could. A little haphazard, not enough planning, and, you know, but it was all for the greater good, I think. So, and like I said, it brought about some of that symbolism between banking and police brutality, women having to use their bodies to move forward, only being viewed for their bodies, to be able to like move forward, move up, things like that. So I give it a 9.
Okay, I am going to give it, because I kept going back and forth on what my score should be.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna settle at an 8.
Okay.
For the cultural impact.
So why
overall.
an 8, Mr. Williams?
Here's what my challenges were in figuring out the cultural impact. Right, I was a little bit disappointed when I was doing my research on it. I couldn't feel the impact based on my research. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I don't think I got that either. So maybe it's just like in my mind.
This is a movie that's casting 4 black women as a lead in 1996.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's not something that was being done very often, and I don't know. It just doesn't feel that like in the time like everyone like picked up on that or cared enough. So now am I punishing it because other people didn't realize how great it was? Yeah.
Are you?
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. What I do know, I'll say what I do know. I really enjoyed it. I love this movie. I enjoyed this movie. I would watch this movie again. I really enjoyed Queen Latifah's performance. I like the chemistry between all 4 women. It's well acted. It's fun. It's an important piece in Black history as well, because these 4 women all went on to have amazing, you know, prolific careers as well. So I'm gonna give it a 9. I give it a 9. I give it a 9. I'm done. I moved it up. I talked myself into it.
All right. I like it.
All right, guys. Well, that'll do it for our real talks and banter on the movie Set It Off. I hope you enjoyed this look into Black history cinema that we've spent through the month of February. Black History Month is very important. But Black history is not just February. It is every single day. So, of course, look out for more Black movies coming from us and movies of all kinds as we continue along our podcasting journey. Thank you for listening today. To connect with us, to give us some feedback, or just to say hello, email us at realtalkbanter@gmail.com. That is REEL banter@gmail.com.
No, I was just channeling Ursula, so that's why you didn't hear anything.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Ursula would be a terrible co-host for our podcast. Oh my gosh.
See you guys.
All right. Jill's not setting it off today.
You know what? I feel like I said it. I'm in a bind like 3 times, so I don't know what else to say there.
You got to give us the stinger. Like I say the thanks. I give all the, okay, thank you guys. This is your homework, you know, subscribe and email us. And then you have to give the stinger. That's your thing. That's your role. You gotta be consistent. You can't just
I know, but I said it like 3 times already now. Like I don't know, just say it again.
Say something different. Whatever you do throughout the podcast, you have to save it at the end. Something for the end.
I know. I was trying to, but I was literally, while I was being Ursula, I really was trying to think of like what else did they freaking say that I could like say.
Yeah.
I got one. Okay. Shit.
Wait, do you want me to do it again? I'll do the closing again.
No. You could just
I'll be like, see ya.
Okay, you do it.
Okay. All right. Thanks for listening today. To connect with us, to give us some feedback, or just say hello, email us at realtalkbanter@gmail.com. That's REEL banter@gmail.com. See ya.
Stoney wanna blow up the bank. Stoney wanna rob the bank.
What? Okay. All right. Be careful what you wish for, folks.